All right. Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll do, because one of us could go for half an hour, and I won't do that. I'm just saying the salient points are just go to this week. You can talk about the offseason and whatever, and just that sounded like, I think Brendan's being sincere, that they had a framework of a deal in place, he felt, that they had discussed all those other issues along the way about, the pressures, that when Kyle spoke publicly, then all of a sudden it was strike one or maybe strike two in Brendan Shanahan's book when he saw it. The other thing is Brendan is also absorbing this on behalf of the owners. One of it's who we're talking now, Rogers, Bell Globe Media, Larry Tannenbaum. No idea if one, two, or all three, or zero of them all of a sudden had an opinion that they weighed in on about, I'm not liking what I saw today. The part that really is the killer is he's saying that it sounds like maybe 24, 48 hours later, he was okay if Kyle is okay to come back. But it sounded like when Kyle's representative came back with new terms and conditions, a new demand, which, first of all, the whole point was family reasons. So now if you're coming back and thinking you have leverage, and I'm not speaking for Kyle, I have no idea. All I'm saying, if that's the case, you screwed up royally. You did, if that is the case, because that is when...
How can it not be the case?
Well, totally. I just say, and Brendan basically...
I get it.
That was, and then a day later, Brendan does add, Kyle emailed, I'm ready to report for duty, sir. Signed the contract. I want to carry on being general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The old thing, a day late, $1 short. In this case, maybe 3 days late, Sammy.
So the timeline was that they did the team photo thing on the Sunday. Monday, they had the presser. Shanny's big time blown away by that as he got to. Tuesday, nothing happened. Wednesday, they talked. They had a long meeting, I guess. Agent presents the counter offer, the email that he wants to be back. And then this morning, gone. Was this a money thing?
Oh, no, Brendan made sure we knew that. Brendan made sure we knew that.
But I felt like he was kind of trying to make it seem like it was the press conference more than it was the money part of it.
Oh, I think, again, I don't know which was strike one, strike two, strike three, like I said to Kippy you guys earlier. But
Brendan he just didn't want to say it was about money. He just didn't. He said everything except it wasn't just about the money.
Yeah, and
which it ended up being.
And I also still think that Brendan wasn't both feet in. Like, he understood there's an appetite for some kind of change out there. By being loyal to everybody isn't really what everybody wanted to hear. So all of a sudden he gets a guy going a little south on him, one of the ones that he's been really loyal to, then it kind of, it probably, I'd say smarts a bit more, but kind of hits him a little bit more.
I just don't understand Kyle from the moment he decided to go against Brendan's advice. Don't go on Monday.
Yeah, Brendan made that clear. Brendan said, I thought maybe you shouldn't speak.
And he said, no, I'm going to. And it was for the thought and idea that I'm going to end it on the thought that I may not be coming back because of family reasons. That's what he left us with. The wife and the kids. Which, again, if I'm the president and I put my neck out on you 9 years ago, when nobody else, not one team would even look at you.
He didn't know him. He cold called Kyle Dubas. He got the recommendation from David Branch and others.
You didn't win a thing in the Sioux. You had no reputation. You're just a kid who probably said all the right things to Brendan. I got a new vision. I got a new look. Take a chance on me.
Well, plus analytics back then.
And Brendan did. Mm-hmm. That's his new look. And 9 years later, you want to go up on a Monday and surprise him with I don't know where my heart is. I may not come back. And then you play the family card.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, that alone is a slap in the face to a guy that took a chance on you 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Brendan Shanahan should not find out at the same time Joe Schmo at the Tim Hortons that you have doubts about coming back and you're concerned for your family. Why couldn't you have told Brendan that behind closed doors? That is not for public.
Yeah, Brendan made that clear.
But he did it.
Yeah. Well, but then when he comes back, then Brendan's is looking at it about the money thing saying, okay, was it hand in hand that I'll play this? And again, I don't want to question Kyle or anyone's sincerity about those things, but it looks more like I'm going to play the family pressure card, but more money's going to take pressure off the family 2 days later.
So I will be your general manager, but take a look at this new package we're presenting you with this agent. Mm-hmm. Okay, who is this agent? And who is the agent that no one will ever hire again?
Yeah, well, it's
like the worst advice ever. Was it the agent or was it Kyle going on his own? But he overplayed his hand from the moment he stepped on the podium Monday. He had a deal. It was, in Brendan's term, what, a fair deal? Oh. Not the deal maybe that you think you can hit the home run with, but you're 37 years old. You've got the ability for income for the next 25, 30 years. What are you thinking? Go and ask for more money.
So it's like, you're a GM in any situation here. You're whoever the general managers are, anything. And you go, everyone aspires. They try to be a part-time scout. They try to be whatever. And as you mentioned, like Brendan Shanahan took him from a different school till the main campus. No in between, right? Because what happened was he asked around who's a bright young mind, and he cold called Kyle Dubas, and they had a great 7-hour conversation all those years ago, and that's where it all began. And so when someone says, I don't want to be general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Toronto Raptors or the Toronto Blue Jays, well, okay, then you're not my general manager. And a lot of people, I hesitated to say that last couple of days because I wasn't sure. Didn't know, but all of a sudden, to me, that's game, set, match. Which, and I almost feel bad for Kyle Dubas this morning that if I have no idea how things played out, the whole process, but man, that probably knocks the crap out of him if all of a sudden he said, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take that contract. But, it's you can't undo what happened 4 days earlier and through the week.
The man is out of work. He's got no contract. He's got no income next year.
And I've been there. It is no income. Like when you're kind of it's not, there's always an assumption, hey, John Chayka's going to find something. He really hasn't found anything, it's not.
There was this perception out there, and who knows where it came from, about the Pittsburgh Penguins that would hire him in a heartbeat. Okay, let's see. Now, I know that he said that if I'm not the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I won't be
not going to pop up somewhere.
Else. Let's see. And I don't know what that means. After June 30th, when his contract is over, July, August, September, let's see. But there are no guarantees. No guarantees.